Hello and welcome back to Mass Effect. Well, we just finished Noveria, and off screen I also sold some of the stuff to the requisitions officer, bought a Spectre pistol for Liara and equipped her with that. And we're going back to the Citadel, but first, of course, I want to talk to Ashley.
Hey, Skipper. Any interest in a small drink? It's a special occasion.
What's the occasion?
It's Armistice Day, when the First Contact War ended. My family always marks it. Since I'm the only Williams aboard, I thought I'd ask you.
Oh, end of the First Contact War. That's a pretty nice occasion, actually.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
In our family, it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation. Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
There's almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments. I'm General Williams' granddaughter, the commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
Shanxi. So the world that was attacked by Turians and occupied by Turians before the First Contact War was ended. So I can see that if she is the granddaughter of the general that surrendered, I guess there would be some sort of a stigma.
I see. That's why you drive yourself so hard.
A Williams has to be better than the best, if only to avoid suspicion. That's what my dad told me the night before he retired. It takes a special kind of big-headed to march into a job where your family's blacklisted. I did it anyway. I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
Arnold and Quisling? What?
I should have figured this out myself. I don't know how I can help you, though.
Look at who I am, Shepard. Do you ever hear me ask for help? It's not that bad things don't happen to me. If you stay with me long enough, maybe I'll tell you about some of them. But I deal with them myself. I don't need a shoulder to cry on, a knight to rescue me, or a man to make me happy. This is who I am. I like her. And you better like her too. So, you still interested in me? Baggage and all?
No, really, I could not choose the extra options. Really?
Everyone comes with baggage, Ash. The trick is finding a matched set.
That's awful. Tell me you got that out of a fortune cookie. But hey, once we save the galaxy, maybe the Alliance will get its act together. Start acting like an actual government.
The Alliance. Well, I'm not sure whether John considers it alright, since they really dragged their heels with reinstatement there. So let's say they will.
If not, we'll convince them. One way or the other, the Alliance is going to play a role in the Council.
I have a feeling things will come to a head soon. But don't worry, Shepard. I'll protect you.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, Skipper.
Okay, let's just go back to this and investigate. Because seriously, come on. The top left option should not continue the actual thing.
Hey, Skipper. Any interest in a small...
What's the occasion?
Since I'm the only Williams.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate.
Don't tell me you don't know about my family.
There's almost nothing.
I'm the only human ever to... takes us... I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling.
What happened to your grandfather after the war?
He was relieved of command as soon as Shanxi was liberated. They brought him back to Earth in irons, but there was never a trial. They quietly demoted him and stuck him behind a desk. He retired a year later and spent the rest of his life working construction in the colonies. Sometimes we hear about attempts to get him exonerated in some official way. Nothing ever comes of them.
No, it's not that bad.
As I recall, your grandfather held out for a long time.
The Turians wrecked the orbitals in the first wave and occupied the major cities. They sat in orbit, dropping rocks on anything that moved. Granddad dispersed the troops, but when they went into the cities for supplies, the Turians would wreck a block to eliminate one fire team. Civilians were dying, his troops were starving, and he couldn't contact Alliance High Command. So he surrendered the garrison.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess this is the best option, then.
He refused to sacrifice his men just to save face for humanity. You planning to throw yourself on a sword to save face for him?
Would it make a difference? He's gone now. Dad's gone too. And who would it impress? I'll never be good enough for the Alliance. So, you still interested in me? Baggage and all?
Everyone comes with bag.
But hey, once we save the galaxy...
If not,
I have a feeling things will come to a head soon. But don't worry, Shepard. I'll protect you.
Alright, nice.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, Skipper.
And there we go, we got an actual contact center out of that. So that was worthwhile. Yes, so let's go open the elevator. And let's go to the Citadel and see if there is anything new there. We're still technically in Noveria, so we could technically go look at whether there's anything new there. Oh, also, while I'm here, after major missions, Shepard's locker is available. And sure enough, sniper rifle, assault rifle, and an assault rifle. Two good things, one thing that we can sell, of course. But we don't have too much in our inventory, so that's fine. Of course, we have a lot of other people to talk to, but we can do that later. Except for Joker. I want to talk to Joker right now.
Boy, am I glad to be off of Noveria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
Yep. Jokes from Joker, of course.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
He doesn't say anything new otherwise, though. So, back to the Citadel. And the thing that we want to do right now is to report to...
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Huh. I was about to say the Captain Anderson. Is it from Captain Anderson?
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Comm room? What? Okay, what is that all about? So the Council again.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
Traverse infiltration, that's interesting.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
Nice.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
Really? I didn't know this unlocked already. But okay.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
And the codex entry for Vermeer, I'm sure. And we also got a journal Option Vermeer. You've received word that a Solarian reconnaissance team on Vermeer has information about Saren. The message was unclear and the Council fears the team is in danger. Head to Vermeer and rendezvous with the Solarian team. Race against time. Saren is searching for the Conduit, an ancient relic dating back to the Prothean extinction. Through the visions burned into your mind by the beacon on Eden Prime, you believe the Conduit is a weapon capable of wiping out all life in the galaxy. Saren must be stopped. You need to explore Pharos, Noveria, the Artemis Tau Cluster, and Vermeer to find the clues that will lead you to the Conduit before Saren. Yeah. So Vermeer is another major mission. But we haven't done Pharos yet, so yeah. I'm quite surprised that we already unlocked that. But yes, back to the Citadel. Want to talk to the captain? Or the ambassador, whatever. Alright, back on the Citadel. Let's go and see if something new comes up. And, well, a recent change in status does not actually change the crew members that I will be
equalizing interior
taking.
pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
The party members that I'll be taking on missions, of course. Let's de-equip our helmets, of course. And I also wanted to check up on Garrus. Yeah, he has this. Light armor. Right. Yeah, okay, I already looked at that. There are some interesting armor options that I saw in the requisitions office.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Nope, still nothing new on the radio. And I'm heading towards the Presidium because that's where the captain is. We might also be able to ask about Vermeer, perhaps. Right. Also, just in case, let's check what's up here.
Hello, Commander. Can't help you right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much of anything going on.
Not now.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's fine. From this perspective, the camera sometimes acts quite oddly. But yes, up to the Presidium we go.
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be disturbed. The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
Alright. Got here. And let's see. Will we learn something new? Hopefully. So far there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of difference. Also we have some shops here, so I might want to look at them. They might have some further upgrades to grenades and so on. That would be nice. Ah.
Your Noveria report raised a few eyebrows in the Council, Shepard. I can't believe you let that Queen live. There's a reason their species was nearly wiped out. You should have finished them off.
You weren't there, Ambassador. It was my call. I did the right thing.
Really? I'm glad you're an expert in a species we know virtually nothing about. I hope we're both still around in 50 years to see if you're right.
Genocide of an entire species is a terrible tragedy, Ambassador. Shepard did the right thing.
Fine. I'll just tell everyone we figured it was a good idea to release a fertile Rachni queen in the wilds of Noveria. I'm sure nobody will have a problem with that.
But this was also a very John response. That's exactly what he's thinking. That was his decision and nobody else can question that.
Yes, Commander?
Don't remember which options are new, but this is definitely new. Also, did I?
Where can I find Admiral Kahoku?
Last I heard. Is there anything else, Commander?
Wait, what?
Do you know anything about Vermeer?
Sorry, Shepard. I've never even heard of it before all this. You'll have to go out there and check it out for yourself.
Okay.
Where can I find Admiral Kahoku?
Last I heard, he was up in the tower trying to get the Council to investigate Bane's death. Is there anything else, Commander?
Yeah, you last heard incorrectly. Well, or at least, it's quite a day today. And now, yeah, we're going to go to Pharos eventually, but not...
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
But not exactly right now.
Yes, Commander?
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about
we had intel on... the plan was simple. Sneak
the only thing I care about is
You're
stopping...
right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Yeah, so nothing new. We can always get the primer on the Mass Effect novel, of course.
Surprised welcome. You have returned, human. Genuine inquiry. What may I do for you this day?
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell. Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
Okay, so far it doesn't look like there's much to do.
The EarthClan Spectre has returned to speak with me.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Yes, yes. Good day, EarthClan.
Yep. Yeah, so far not a whole lot of stuff. Well, let's go to the shops then. Let's see if they got some new stock. And since now I know that I do have quite a bit more credit capacity, I can just keep hoarding them. Although, probably it's not a super good idea because I'm not actually doing anything with the credits because of that. I could probably use some better armors or something. But yeah, I guess we'll see.
Commander, it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
Will I not be disappointed? Looks quite disappointing to me. Light terrain armor. Yeah, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. This, however, is not disappointing. Ceres Council. This is a very strange way to say Ceres, because I think it was ICE. But, okay, whatever. Got a license, so that's at least something. And... yeah, I don't suppose Barlavon has any more information.
Greetings, Earth Clan. How can this humble servant be of use to you?
Well, I talked to a Shadow Broker agent, who was not you. But yeah, I don't think I have anything really to ask him.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
I should go. I should go. I should go. Yes. And yeah, I don't think there's much of anything. There's the Relay Monument again. And people here don't seem to really be talking about anything.
This statue shows how well the Protheans blended function and form. The mass relays were not only their greatest technological achievement, but also inspiration for beautiful works of art.
Indeed. Garrus, don't get stuck up on people.
The Keepers never paid much attention to that relay monument. I always found that a little strange.
Well, why would they keep attention to a monument? If it's not broken, and Prothean things don't get broken easily, then there's no real reason to. Okay, well, we don't seem to actually have anything to do. So let's just go back to the ship. Yeah, that was brief and not very eventful. But hey. Don't suppose anything is going on down there. Well, if there was, then I would see a reticle on something, but I don't, so pretty sure nothing is going on. So yeah, let's just get back to the ship. I will want to go to the markets, but we already got one license, so I think that's good for the time being.
Presidium technicians are struggling to understand why a computer system catastrophically overloaded recently. Technicians are reportedly unsure of what caused the malfunction, or even what the system was originally designed to do. CSEC is investigating the possible vandalism or misuse of public property.
Yeah, so that message would really have to be related to the money trafficking quest. But it seems to bug out a bit and play before that quest is over, which is a bit weird, but yeah. And at least while we're here, let's look at the requisitions office.
Hello, Commander. Show me what you've got. I'll open the rare stocks for you, Commander. Enjoy.
Yeah, light human armor, but it's not the best still. Yeah, I knew we already have these. So, nothing too interesting. I'm pretty sure they don't sell licenses. So let's just go back. And well, we still have one quest left to do.
Admiral Kahoku, a respected member of the Alliance military, has passed away. The veteran soldier who won the love of his troops during conflict with the Batarians died of natural causes. Kahoku is survived by his wife and 3 children, who are planning a small private memorial service.
Well, this proves that also Captain Anderson does not listen to the radio or watch the news or something. Whatever this counts as. But yes, so we still have one quest to do, which is not a major quest. And that's investigating a biotic community. However, I'm not entirely certain what
Stand by, shore party.
Party I want to take here.
Decontamination in progress. Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
I'm thinking that I do want to bring Kaiden there. But I also don't want to miss on completing a quest. Oh, oops, I did not check where I'm going. I don't want to miss out on more quests for Liara, so I think I'll just take both of them. And yes, it's a strange transmission. You discovered a strange transmission discussing some sort of a biotic commune. On the whole, it seems harmless, but something about the message is a little disturbing. Head to the Century system in the Hawking Eta cluster and investigate the strange biotic commune. Hawking Eta cluster Century system. Okay, so where is that system? Ah, there it is. Century. And that's the only thing here. But this is a very nice nebula. A bit flat, but still.
Message coming in, Commander. Big surprise, the Alliance needs you again.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett with Alliance Command. We've got a mission for you. An Alliance officer named Major Kyle has set up a small compound in the Hawking Eta cluster. He's attracted a number of followers, mostly biotics. He's become an outspoken critic of the Alliance, and we believe he's mentally unstable. This could be trouble, Shepard.
Okay, so that is concerning the biotic commune indeed. So he doesn't like the Alliance for some reason.
What kind of proof do you have that the Major is dangerous?
3 days ago, we sent 2 Alliance representatives to meet with him at his compound. They've disappeared. We believe Kyle and his followers killed them. That compound is a cult, Shepard. They call him Father Kyle now. He set himself up as some kind of religious leader.
Okay, that does sound quite strange.
What else can you tell me about Major Kyle?
He used to be a model soldier, but something happened to him at Torfin. Too many Alliance soldiers died under his command. Couldn't cope with the guilt. His psych evaluations showed he couldn't handle the stress of command anymore. He was given an honorable discharge in early retirement. We'd hoped he would get better in time, but we underestimated how far gone he was. Now it looks like it's too late.
That's not too different from how Shepard, and John in general, I suppose, would end up also. And it's interesting that in Unreal Tournament 2004 there's a bit of a reference about how he could have ended up being if he could not cope with the guilt. So this is an interesting thing also. Alright, so what about the followers?
You said his followers were biotics?
Yes. Major Kyle never showed any biotic tendencies himself, though. I think he's just latched onto a group he identifies with. Many biotics feel marginalized or ostracized by society. Kyle probably sees them as victims who need his protection, and they see him as someone who will fight for them. Unfortunately, he's convinced them that the Alliance is somehow responsible for all their problems. We can't let him go on like this.
Alright, so he is not a biotic. I thought this was another thing that was quite similar with the current Shepard build. But hey, we can... we'll be a full biotic team that goes into a compound of biotics, so that's interesting how that goes then. So how about the officers?
What were those Alliance representatives going to talk to Major Kyle about?
They wanted to bring him back to an Alliance facility for treatment. Major Kyle served us faithfully for many years. We weren't going to abandon him. Given his state of mind, however, he probably saw them as a threat. We're almost certain he had his followers kill them.
Maybe take hostage or something?
I might be able to end this without violence.
That may not be possible, Commander. We don't want a bloodbath, but Kyle is dangerous. I'll trust you to use your judgment. Hackett out.
Okay, so more information about this assignment. Good. Tamahera. Ooh, nice. Tamahera has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and xenon. The surface is icy and composed of sodium oxide with deposits of calcium. It contains a few unremarkable metals, but mainly consists of rock. The presence of canyons and floodplains indicates that liquid water once existed, suggesting Tamahera had a thicker insulating atmosphere in the past. Water. Interesting. And it's actually quite cold on average, even though it's quite close to the star, so this star might not be very powerful. Klendagon. Klendagon is an arid terrestrial, slightly larger than Earth, but with a lower density that reflects its relative lack of heavier elements. The crust is composed of tin and aluminum, with wide deserts of dust-fine sand that are easily stirred by the wind. Klendagon's most striking feature is, of course, the Great Rift Valley that stretches across the southern hemisphere. What is most fascinating about the rift is that it does not appear to be natural. The geological record suggests it is a result of a glancing blow by a mass accelerator round of unimaginable destructive power. This occurred some 37 million years ago. Huh. So possibly the Protheans firing a really large cannon and making a canyon? Huh. And otherwise, yeah, the size is okay, but the gravity is lower. And it also is quite cold. Prestrop. Prestrop is the moon of Klendagon. It is a frigid, barren world, with an extremely thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. The crust contains plentiful deposits of heavy metals. The Alliance has opened bidding for the moon's mineral rights, but exploitation will be complicated by the system's proximity to the 5 kiloparsec ring around the galactic core. The ring is an area of intense star formation and too dangerous to safely travel. Okay, so they mean that it's too close to the galactic core, which is a lot of black holes. So I guess that makes it dangerous to travel or something. Prestrop's landscape is a nightmare of jagged, overlapping ridges and geological shock zones created by some ancient disaster. This has now deterred a generation of illegal wildcat miners from attempting to exploit the moon's mineral riches. Fortunately, many have lost their lives. Geological shock zones created by some ancient disaster. I wonder if that's related to how Glendagon got hit by a mass accelerator. And this might be the Great Rift Valley that it was talking about. And it's about half the size. No pressure. Cold. Alright, well. There's a metallic asteroid. Melrose asteroid. While scanning this asteroid field in the Hawking Eta cluster, you detected a large deposit of palladium. Cool. And there doesn't appear to be anything else here. Canctra. A terrestrial world of average size, Canctra's atmosphere is composed of nitrogen and argon. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of tin with deposits of calcium. Aside from some spectacular formations of water ice at the poles, the planet has little to recommend it. So it has water ice, it has nitrogen-based atmosphere with argon, which is also quite common in Earth atmosphere, if I recall correctly. So also has ice. I'm not sure whether that's really too little to recommend it. Light metal surveyed. While scanning this planet, you have decided a significant deposit of cobalt. Yeah, it is cold though. It's fairly small. Tharopto. Too bad that rings were not implemented. Tharopto is a typical hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and sulfur in its atmosphere. It has over 100 moons and an extensive ring system composed of pulverized rock, presumably the debris from shattered moons. Medallion recovered. While scanning the planet Tharopto, you discovered a tiny moon with some odd readings. Further scans by Chief Engineer Adams revealed a destroyed escape pod. Their salvage team recovered the components and found a League of One medallion. Huh. A tiny moon with an escape pod. That sounds like a pretty poor end to whoever it was that got stranded there. Major Kyle, an Alliance officer who served during the siege of Torfan, has amassed a small but fanatical group of biotic followers. He has already killed 2 Alliance officials sent to investigate their compound in the Hawking Eta cluster. Alright, well, that will be all for now. And next time we will be going down there and investigating things. So I will see you all then. Later.